Hello and a warm welcome to Federal special program Capital Beat. Andhra Pradesh is making headlines for the Tirupati laddus. And more than the laddus and more than the ingredients, the politics is really hotting up. And that is because Chandrababu Naidu, the Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister, has alleged that his predecessor, Jagan Mohan Reddy, allowed the use of substandard ingredients and animal fat in the laddus. YSRCP chief had conducted a press conference yesterday, and he said that Chandrababu Naidu is trying to use God to further his politics. Now, not much of development has taken place except for one story that many laddus had been sent to Ayodhya as well for the Ram temple consecration ceremony, and few sadhus have started speaking up, and they have raised the issue that now the center should take some stern action because they have tried to cheat the Hindus, and it's like cheating the sentiments of the Hindus. So we'll try and discuss the politics behind the Tirupati laddus. Joining me now is YSRCP spokesperson Ravi Chandra Reddy. So thank you so much for joining. We have Mr.
Thank
D.
you.
Papa Rao, who's an independent journalist, joining us from Hyderabad. Thank you so much, Mr. Papa Rao. And I'll begin today's conversation because we did discuss this issue yesterday, and we had Mr. Anam Reddy from TDP, where he was trying to justify that how this wrong was done during the Jagan Mohan Reddy government. So today we thought that let's get in one person from YSRCP so that he can also put across his points of view. So Mr. Reddy, to you now, the first question: the allegations that this beef tallow, lard, fish oil was being used in the tenure of Jagan Mohan Reddy. Now, what are these allegations, and why is Chandrababu Naidu talking about these things all of a sudden?
First of all, this dirty politics has been initiated by Chandrababu Naidu without any reason. And maybe a reason he seems actually, after 100 days of ruling, he failed miserably to deliver every promise of his whole manifesto. He wanted to divert the attention of Andhra Pradesh people's attention. And at the same time, Visakha Steel regarding also, it may be privatized, that speculation is going on. And this is high time to Visakha Steel as well. All these issues and miserable failure to protect flood victims at Vijayawada also is one reason. So everything to make divert politics, and he touched the Lord Balaji sacred prasadam laddu, and he made a huge crime. It is a harmonious crime he made for his dirty politics sake. He said categorically that laddu has been altered with cow, calf beef oil and beef oil and fish oil and pig lard. This is a huge demolishing Hindu sentiment across the world. Around 150 crore people has been hurted and humiliated by these words. Actually, in a systematic way, Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam will procure every ingredient through auction, and through certified manner only they will take. And NABL, National Accreditation Board for Labs certificate, should be submitted for dairy product or any other products also. That tested certificate will be issued, and then only that container will enter in Tirumala Tirupati Prasadam Security Labs. And then TTD board will check at 3 stages. After that, if they satisfy, then only that ghee will be used for the laddu making.
Mr. Papa Rao, if you could explain why this politics is hotting up, and does this look like a case of political vendetta? Because there are many questions. One doesn't believe, that as to why this entire testing was sent to the Gujarat lab, whereas you have so many labs in Hyderabad, you have these nearby labs as well, where you could have got all these things tested. Then why all of a sudden he called, he talked about this issue in the NDA meeting, and now he is raking it up on a national level. So does this look like some conspiracy to you?
Chandrababu is raking up this issue on NDA platform because he might want to co-opt BJP, because it is easy to co-opt BJP on such issues. And if the BJP takes over the issue, it will be a national issue and will be a lot of hue and cry. So that is what he might be expecting, the BJP taking over the issue, and BJP, if it bites this bite, takes this bite. Yeah, sending it to Gujarat lab. They are saying yesterday, as you pointed out, Mr. Reddy from TDP is saying that Gujarat lab is something that is a standard laboratory or a popular laboratory in Southeast Asia or something like that. He told, but I never heard about that lab. And he's talking about Anand and its connection to, but Anand is connected to Amul, I think, more. So then sending it to NDDB, National Dairy Development Board, which is connected to at least remotely, maybe directly also to Amul. It reminds us of the past grouse, past issue between Amul and Heritage too. Chandrababu Naidu and YCP, past debate about Amul and Heritage. It reminds us of that. When you send it to NDDB lab, which is in Anand or some sort of that, yesterday Mr. Reddy of TDP is saying, and that Anand is connected to, as far as I know, this Amul cooperative. So if there is a connection between, there can be something fishy definitely about all this matter. And moreover, Chandrababu Naidu raising this issue on the platform of NDA, whereas YCP has gone to court, High Court, it went for lunch motion petition. Unless it is very confident, YCP cannot go to High Court in this matter. And the other thing is, he is raking up this issue. Chandrababu is raking up this issue politically, but he is not trying to prove it on other platforms like YCP, as it is asking for High Court sitting judge inquiry or some sort of that. It is more official and more neutral and more reliable. Whereas Chandrababu is trying to make it as a political issue. And yesterday also, though he is not here, Mr. Reddy is trying to say that annexure is something we pointed out. Both of us pointed out there is no stamp, it is not on the stamp pack.
You made an important point, Mr.
Is on a white paper, and the report is on a stamped paper. Stamped on the stamped paper, and annexure and the report got two numbers. Yesterday he himself read it out. The number ending with 4 for this main report, number ending with 5 for the annexure. Two numbers are being given for that, two serial numbers. Two different serial numbers for annexure and main report. These are all many suspicious things. We can't make it out, but he is saying there are many reports with him. That man who, Mr. Reddy, who brought out this report and all, he is saying that he has other reports also which say YCP is at wrong. Maybe he is having because many times these ingredients will be rejected, and every time there will be a report of rejection and all. So there may be many reports, but if that is rejected, that too, this is rejected on July 26th or July 17th or so. That is in July when TDP is in power. So rejection report you can give, but rejection report, even if YCP is there in power, it might have been there. That rejection report might have been there here. So there are many things that are fishy here.
Now, Mr. Reddy, what I want to ask from you is that this report from the Gujarat lab, how credible is this report? Do you have any doubt in your mind that this report is a fabricated report, or you don't have any doubt about this report at least?
Based on NDDB report, these allegations made by Chandrababu Naidu irregularly, unwarrantedly, irresponsibly. And the NDDB report clearly showing that a sample mentioned is ghee for the test. Apart from that description, they mentioned only ghee. Who made it? The dairy name is not there, and the manufacturing date is not there. The expiry date of that product is not there. Everywhere NA means not available. Like that they mentioned. And clearly the batch number is also not there. Any further details of sample not available. Any description not available. Then who supplied that ghee, which product, where from that ghee sample has been submitted to NDDB, whether Telugu Desam party leader submitted a wrong sample to NDDB in name of Tirumala, if they managed that. All doubts are there. We will argue everything in court. It specifies that NDDB report itself is wrong. Wantonly made a tampered report. Based on the report, they want to blacklist the existing supply company of that ghee company, means AR Dairy. And even today, in Tamil Nadu, government has given clean cheat to AR Dairy about their products. and standards also. And AR Diary also saying that our company name is not mentioned in that NDDB report. If at all they may challenge that in court, and if necessary, they may file a defamation case as well against this government of Andhra Pradesh government. They are having such confidence about their product. Naturally, one thing will happen in the earlier regime, 2014 to 2019, when Chandrababu Naidu under NDA, in their ruling, they rejected that ghee tankers for 15 times. Whenever they find some altered product or substantial quality is not there, they will reject. They are having every right to reject. Similarly, in 2019 to 2024, and YSRCP government under YS Jagan Mohan Reddy also rejected 18 times the substandard products. So similarly, you have to look about the position of substandard material will not enter in TTD. When it is not at all entered in TTD, when it is not at all used in laddu making, how this cruel person, I say the CM of Andhra Pradesh, Chandrababu Naidu, is a cruel person, making cunning remarks and intentionally hurting 150 crores Hindu sentiments. Is it permitted? We cannot permit this. So we are fighting in court. Meantime, Chandrababu Naidu, until he proves the point, he should resign immediately. As a CM, he cannot comment like that. He should not comment like that. He cannot take it granted the Hindu sentiments of entire world. And whoever ate that prasadam, whoever ate in Ayodhya as well, that prasadam has been supplied at the inauguration ceremony of Ayodhya Lord Sri Ram. So everybody's sentiments has been disturbed. I myself had a sleepless night from 2 days. About Lord Balaji is my favorite god. I regularly do puja and Govinda Namas I do because I am not having proper sleep. This level, he stooped up to this level, Chandrababu Naidu. His miserable failure should cover through Lord Balaji's sentiments hurting. It is not proper way. He is not having any right to stay as CM of Andhra Pradesh. So we demand him, unless you prove this point, you have to resign first. Then you face the inquiry. Now I demand on my party behalf, NDA should take action immediately on Chandrababu Naidu for hurting the sentiments of Hindus.
All right.
In NDA, BJP is a part.
Right. Okay. Rachna Reddy joins us from BJP and she's here with us. Thank you so much, Rachna, for joining. And I'm glad you joined because there are lots of questions which need to be asked of you as well. That why is Chandrababu Naidu, and that's your ally at the center, why is he making so much of politics out of this laddu, Tirupati laddu, and does it not hurt the sentiments of so many Hindus? Why did he have to do it? And wasn't center aware of all this? Didn't he take center into consideration before revealing a truth like this? Wasn't the center brought into the picture, or this thing was all of a sudden told to the center? And all of a sudden he decided that he has to diminish the image of Mr. Jagan Mohan Reddy. It purely looks like a case of political vendetta.
Well, destroying Jagan Mohan Reddy or not, that point being aside, the fact remains that Chandrababu Naidu has come out with this information only after testing was done. So whether he's apprised the center, the Bharatiya Janata Party is one thing, but being the chief minister, definitely an NDA ally, but being the... Can you
Rachna,
hear me?
Your voice is breaking. Rachna, your voice is breaking. Will you check your... Yes.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear. Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. So my point here being the chief minister himself, and only pursuant to testing, he has come to, or rather the testing has confirmed that products like lard, etc., which should not have been included in the prasadam, especially. Yes, we live in a very in a world where nothing is pure, at least as far as food items are concerned. Everything is adulterated. I get that, but given the fact that it's about astha, it's about religion, whatever is required to be done as far as seeing that faith and religion or religious sensibilities is not hurt ought to have been done. And if that means, and it's not even like if that means, it means that that includes prasadam is a religious offering that is given to God, and then it is given to all the devotees. So that being the case, and keeping in mind Hindu sensibilities, it should have been done with utmost transparency, as well as all the products ought to have been known to everyone who was in charge of the laddu making as well as distribution. So that being the case, Chandrababu Naidu coming out with it and hurting Hindu sentiments, I don't believe is correct. I think he should have come out with it, and it is important for Hindus to know. Because
So what is the center, Rachana? What is the center now planning to do? What is the, because JP Nadda yesterday has asked for a report. Now, what is center planning to do now? Because you have many sadhus who are speaking up in Ayodhya also, and now there is the clamor will begin that make it into a Hindu Rashtra. This is the right moment. This is what the politics is going to be now all about. Because suddenly you have an issue around Tirupati laddus, an issue of adulteration, which is now snowballing as a diversionary tactics completely.
I don't believe so. I think this is jumping and shooting the gun a little too far, and I think it's nothing but paranoia. Hindu Rashtra is a thought of mind. I mean, it's just a thought process. It does not mean, like how an Islamist state is, and Hindu Rashtra never will and never means that it's going to be as theocratic and as authoritative and as brutal and as bloody in most cases as any Islamist or most Islamist states are. So Hindu Rashtra is a thought process. It's about how Hindus think, and that does not mean to the exclusion of the others. Be that as it may, one Tirupati Prasadam Laddu snowballing into a diversionary tactic, which is not a diversionary tactic, and definitely towards a Hindu Rashtra, I don't believe, I don't buy it.
There is a feeling that, to influence the Vidhan Sabha polls, to polarize the voters, this kind of a diversionary tactics has been brought about in tandem. Along with Naidu, it serves the interests of the BJP government as well at the center.
It's important, of course. It's. I mean, we are the largest majority in this country, and we are taken to be a joke, because everything and anything important as far as religion is concerned seems to be only the bedrock of the minorities, and Hindus have nothing. They have no asta. They have no seriousness. They ought not to be taken serious, and anything, even if a Hindu goes and puts a flower at the foot of a deity or a god, it's considered religious. This is a joke. Minorities do anything and everything. Minorities celebrate their religion, their way of asta, their way of propagation of their religion, and it's secular. And everything that a Hindu does is non-secular. This is rubbish. I don't believe it's true, and it's definitely not a diversionary tactic. So be it. If this has happened during a Vidhan Sabha, so be it. But Hindus of this country ought to be taken seriously. We are the largest majority of this country. In fact, we are the largest majority of any Hindu country for that matter. And if our asta and if our dharam is being questioned, and if something to adulteration otherwise has been brought out, that has to be looked at seriously and that has to be inspected. Why should it be a diversionary tactic? Rahul Gandhi goes to America and abuses India. He's shameless enough to do that. We, being in India, being Indians, at least somebody has, an expert body has brought to our attention that Hindu Prasad is being adulterated. Of course, we'll take it seriously.
Oh, but Mr. Paparao, now what Rachana is saying, that is BJP's playbook. They will mix politics with religion, and that's what their staple politics is all about. But my question now is that in Andhra Pradesh, is Chandrababu Naidu also taking a leaf out of BJP's textbook only? And he's trying to use religion into politics. What BJP does? And is he going to succeed? Or will it really backfire in Andhra Pradesh?
Here there are two or three things. One thing I find out is one thing I get now is that Rachana Reddy also is hesitating to support Chandrababu Naidu because she is not supporting Chandrababu Naidu outright.
Of
She is
course
saying,
not.
no,
I'm not. Papa Rao Garu, what I'm stating is that he, as a chief minister with authority, has stated what he has stated after an expert report. Of course,
will you,
Chandrababu
yeah,
Naidu
yeah,
ought to have come out and spoken about it.
one second. Now
Sir,
the
Papa
case,
Rao Garu,
one
ఒక్క
second.
నిమిషం అండి, ఒక్క నిమిషం. Papa Rao Garu, I'll just give a
You've been
context.
making a point. Rachna, you
Now,
just make your point. I'll come back. Let him respond.
now, do you want to depend on Chandrababu's allegation? It is an allegation. It is not substantiated. Now the matter is before the court. The matter has gone before High Court, and it will be taken up on Wednesday. It seems Wednesday as a lunch motion. It has gone yesterday. Wednesday it will be taken up. It is before High Court. And YCP people are saying, even Jagan Mohan Reddy in a press meet yesterday told that he will go to the Supreme Court Chief Justice also, take the matter to him and to the Prime Minister, and all these things are going to happen. So this is more of an allegation stage. It has to be substantiated. Here I want to say a chief minister like Chandrababu Naidu, any chief minister for that matter, cannot make allegations like this, where the matter involves crores of people and their sentiments. So he cannot just throw away allegations like that, one thing. Because you also cannot substantially say that this report is prima facie cannot be an evidence, because there are many rejected reports, as Ravichandra Reddy told before, and yesterday also it came up. There were 18 rejected reports of ghee or something like that in YCP government, and 15 rejected reports under TDP government before that. So now this is another rejected report of NDDB sent by the Telugu Desam government on July 12th. So this rejected report you cannot bring and say that because this is rejected, YCP is responsible for all this, because this is all happening since under the YCP sort of. They can't say that, because there are many rejected reports, and you can't bring half a dozen or dozen rejected reports and say because all these rejected reports are rejected, such a ghee is being used. One day you might get a container of ghee or whatever it might be used in Prasad Laddu, and that might be rejected. That rejected report you might get. But that is not a substantial evidence to say that YCP is liable for all this. And second, Ravichandra Reddy has clearly told you have to look into that matter. That is, there are in this NDDP report, there is no name of the company. First thing, where it was made, that ghee was made, and there are many columns that are not available, that are filled with not available. There is no substantial proof that accepting that ghee is corrupt, that are contaminated, accepting that there is no substantial proof that where from it gave, who gave the sample to NDDB, all these things are blanks. They are not available. So this is a major prima facie issue involved in that, and the court will take up that case. So I hope that at least BJP will take care that it is not going to sink along with Chandrababu.
Right. All right. Now, two questions to Mr. Reddy. He got disconnected in between. That Mr. Reddy, do you think that this is a clear case of political vendetta? Jagan Mohan Reddy had sent Naidu to jail. Now Naidu wants Jagan to face the same music. So is this a move in that direction? And secondly, that is Naidu trying to experiment a new kind of politics in Andhra Pradesh, where he's trying to mix up religion with politics, and that ways he can keep the center's BJP also happy, because it's almost like playing according to the script of BJP. Yes, Mr. Reddy.
Playing dirty politics by touching a sacred laddu of Lord Balaji is unacceptable. And because hurting 150 crore Hindus is not at all acceptable. Chandrababu Naidu should resign first and face the inquiry. If he is correct, let them take any action according to law of its own course to YSRCP. We challenge in court because we are confident. This is a clearly dirty politics as well as dairy business sake this gentleman is playing tactics. He is having family business, a dairy named as Heritage. He wants to supply this huge quantity to Tirumala through Heritage. and he want to cut short the present vendor, and he want to supply, if it is possible, directly from his company to Tirumala, or else he want to supply through Nandini of Karnataka brand from backdoor. This is pure political interest, and he want to malign Jagan Mohan Reddy, and he want to play his business formula. He says particularly every crisis he make a opportunity. He see a opportunity. This crisis he made himself, and he is guilty now. And in course of Hindu devotees, he is guilty now, and he hurted all Hindu sentiments. Now we are looking forward. He is part and parcel of NDA. BJP also take initiation to Chandrababu Naidu against what actual he given the statement. When tested, rejected material has not gone to making laddu, how he can say that laddu has been adulterated with such nasty things, beef oil, pig lard, and fish oil? Is it permitted? Hindu devotees are not taken granted purpose. He cannot humiliate all hearts of Hindus at one day, one statement. He is playing dirty politics for the sake of his dairy business, and this gentleman want to blame everything. After his government regime also, he want to blame Jagan Mohan Reddy. This is punishable offense. Now BJP has to come clean about this. We are welcoming all types of inquiry. We are ready to face them. And this government headed by Chandrababu Naidu is not acceptable. Any other leader from TDP or Janasena or BJP is acceptable to public. This gentleman should retire now, and he has to resign first. Modi ji has to order for this. Modi ji has to order for this. We are having huge respect about Modi ji and Amit Shah ji as well. We are not against any central government or anybody. We are not against them.
Mr. Reddy, one quick question, and then I'll go to Rachna Reddy. That in the days to come now, of course, there is a court case. You have demanded Chandrababu Naidu's resignation. But is your party planning a sort of a protest, some kind of an agitation in the coming days, and you're going to force Naidu to resign?
Yes, first Naidu has to resign because he made a scoop, and he planned in all national channels that the news go against to YSRCP, and as well in Madhya Pradesh, suddenly somebody burnt effigies of Jagan Mohan Reddy. All this happened through a proper planning of TDP. This is having a larger political scoop, and this entire episode is responsible by Chandrababu Naidu, and he is not having any moral responsibility, any moral values. He is not having ethics, morals, and values about Hindu devotees. After hurting 150 crore Hindu devotees, there is no need for him to serve Andhra Pradesh people on behalf of Hindu devotees, and on behalf of our party, and on behalf of everybody. We are demanding Chandrababu Naidu's resignation. We want intervention of Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi ji and Amit Shah ji, as well as Honorable President of India. We are writing letters on, our chief is writing letters to Pradhan Mantri ji and CJI and everybody, even to Honorable President of India as well. We are ready to face the inquiry. Before we face inquiry, this gentleman should resign first. He's not having any authority to continue.
All right. Now,
when the material is not used, madam, and the material is not at all used, he hurted and humiliated all Hindu sentiments, so that he is not having any right to continue as CM.
Okay, so Papa Rao, so the Naidu is using now a new kind of politics to further his own interest, to sideline Jagan, to decimate Jagan, or maybe send him to jail. But how do you think is center going to respond? What is going to be the BJP's response? Because it will see this as an opportunity to make its way into Andhra politics. Is that not the fear?
The kind of issue that is there now actually is the kind of issue that is always favored, or that is always taken advantage to by BJP. These kind of issues, sentiments, BJP is supposed to respond or represent the sentiments of Hindus. So these kind of issues BJP will always take up. But here, this is not an issue where there is substantial proof. More so, there is proof against the case, which Chandrababu Naidu is trying to put before. There is more of evidence against the case. So in this case, if BJP wants to take side with Chandrababu, it will also maybe in trouble because the matter is in High Court and it cannot go out or get whooshed so easily. So the matter may be to the liking of BJP because there are elections in Haryana, Maharashtra and other states. It may be to the liking of BJP, but there is no evidence in the case. Practically, to prove the case, it is very difficult and it might boomerang also on Chandrababu. So in such a situation, I don't think BJP will also jump into the fray, but it cannot also take action against Chandrababu, as Ravichandra Reddy is asking.
No, but
BJP
Paparao,
cannot go against Chandrababu because it is
no, no, but as
dependent
a
on
joint
him.
force- Okay, okay. Now Rachna is back. I think. Rachna,
Yeah,
can you hear me?
I'm back. Sorry, I got disconnected.
All right, all right. So my last question, and then I'm going to wind up the show because we were discussing entirely the politics around Laddu. Now,
Yes.
Mr. Ravichandra Reddy has explained his point of view, what he wants, how he sees the entire controversy. But now the ball is in the center's court, and of course, the court is going to decide what the issue is. But what is going to be the BJP's response? BJP will make hay of the situation, will make its way and displace Chandrababu Naidu in Andhra after this politics. Will it take some stern action against Chandrababu Naidu that all of a sudden he's raked up this issue? Whether at all that report is correct or not, nobody knows that. So, what is going to be the BJP's response ultimately?
As a BJP spokesperson and as a senior counsel myself, I can tell you that the ball is not in our court. The ball is in the court's court. The honorable court is seized of the matter. Now, there was a question about the report.
I'm talking about the political response.
As of now, it's a prima facie report.
I'm talking about the political response. Of course, the ball is in the court now, but I'm talking about the political response of BJP.
Let the court decide. The BJP, whether something is true or false, or see, we are not with one political party against another as far as this issue is concerned. Mr. Ravichandra Reddy has clearly stated we are not talking about his government and we are not talking about what his government did or did not do erstwhile. All those statements were made during elections and it's over. Here, as far as the alleged adulteration or contamination of laddus with adulterated substances is concerned, there is one prima facie report based on which Chandrababu Naidu has stated that so-and-so has been contaminated. Now, whether it has been contaminated, whether there'll be another expert committee on this contamination, and as to how far the supply chain is going to go, as far as when this contamination started, it was deliberate, it was not, because there'll be hierarchies in supply chain. So all of that is the court's burden, and I dare say the court's headache.
Question, Rachna, you must have seen today the reports have been there in the newspaper that so many lakhs of laddus went to the Ram temple consecration ceremony also as a prasadam. The laddus were sent. And after which some sadhus in Ayodhya have started speaking against the Modi government that now it is time to convert the country into a Hindu Rashtra. And if Modi doesn't take action, then, all the sadhus and the saints will have to pick up their weapons and do something drastic. What would you say to all this bluster, and how is Modi going to control this part of the politics as well?
Neelu, as you've stated, it is nothing but bluster. It is unnecessary paranoia. If we had to actually convert into a Hindu Rashtra that is similar to another Islamist state, on even the minor similarities, then it would have been done a long time back. Hindus to start out with are not like that, and it's not going to happen.
Please listen to me. Don't you think that it's a catch-22 situation for BJP? Because
it is not. It is not. It is not.
Hear me out. The saints in Ayodhya are saying that it is because of the Hindu vote bank that BJP has got a mandate like this. Otherwise, they would have got defeated. So now the same saints are raising their heads and saying that now is the time for the center to pick up and do some action on this.
The center is not going to do anything as far as changing the constitutional structure of this country is concerned. We did not need that because we were always secular.
Okay,
now having done that, please, Neelu, you have to allow me to speak. Because if it's against the Bharatiya Janata Party, you're happy to allow others to speak.
No.
We are not going to be talking about any kind of a constitutional amendment, or rather a complete removing of the basic structure of the constitution and bringing about a Hindu Rashtra. Yes, they are agitated, they have every right to be. If they give one statement out of emotionally being a Hindu, then it's taken out of context. I think it's ridiculous, it's paranoia, it's nothing but that, and that is fueled by a seditious Congress and everybody else who are their satellites. So this Hindu Rashtra, this paranoia, it's not going to happen. Yes, a lot of people might want it to happen. It's not going to happen.
It's the sadhus and the saints who in Ayodhya who are talking like this. But let me take the concluding comments from Mr. Papa Rao, that has Naidu opened the Pandora's box, which can get Modi also into trouble now?
Yeah, if he's really backing Chandrababu, so far there is no evidence that the politically BJP is going to back Chandrababu. It is sadhus who are speaking, but it is not BJP per se that is speaking. Chandrababu is right. We are also joining ranks with him in fighting the YCP because YCP did so, or whatever it might be. So the case is just means what you call confined to the limits of YCP and TDP so far. BJP is not yet involved in this case at all. It is the sadhus and other people who are in the general public, those who are speaking, that this might be the case. In Madhya Pradesh, Ravichandra Reddy saying somebody burned the effigy of Jagan. They are all private matters. As far as the things are looking like, they are all private matters. So if BJP also gets involved in this case and talks in favor of Chandrababu because there are elections in Haryana and Maharashtra, this may become a bigger matter and the High Court judgment and the other things may come up. And so the entire case might take any direction, because if the case is just an allegation that is proven wrong by the judged by wrong by the High Court, and general public also feel this is prima facie a false thing that was implicated, that Chandrababu is trying to implicate YCP, then things might turn out the other way, because BJP has to be very careful at this juncture, I say, because there is a lot of evidence. As the evidence seems, the weight of the evidence is more on the side of YCP. It is favoring YCP because there are many factors that contradict what Chandrababu is saying. So BJP might not jump into the fray so easily. Maybe the people, whoever are there in the periphery, whoever are not labeled BJP, might rake up the issue. But BJP per se, I don't think will join the ranks and join side with Chandrababu. It is going to be very difficult for them to do so.
All right. So it seems that I don't know which way this politics is heading into, but seems that Naidu won't rest here. And how BJP responds, what does the court says, all will depend on that. But yes, Andhra politics is hotting up because of the Laddu Prasadam at Tirupati. Thank you so much, Rachna Reddy, for joining. D. Papa Rao. It was wonderful on the program.
Thank you.
And one appeal to the viewers who are watching this discussion, subscribe to our channel, send us your feedback, and stay tuned to The Federal.